the trial begins for a mother and daughter accused of abusing a young teen to death. And after months in darkness, civilians sheltering in a Ukrainian steel plant finally evacuating to safety. The latest on the Russian-Ukraine conflict coming up. Happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now at noon. I'm McKenna Alexander. The trial for two Mineral Point women charged in the death of a 13-year-old girl got underway this morning in an Iowa County court. Alexis Berry and her mother, Lori Berry, were caring for Selah Caden when she died. The autopsy revealed Selah died from homicidal smothering, suffocation, and blunt force patterned beating. Caden's parents, who live in North Carolina, sent her to live with the Berrys, saying their daughter had behavioral problems. The families had become close when both lived in Madison. That trial expected to last 2 weeks. New at noon, police say a domestic violence incident in Janesville ended with a neighbor firing a gun at the suspect. Around 3:20 this morning, officers responded to the 1400 block of Starling Lane. Investigators say they were called after a 19-year-old suspect punched a woman near the road. Two neighbors apparently tried to stop the attack before the suspect got into his car and tried to run them over. One of those neighbors shot at the vehicle, reportedly in self-defense. Luckily, no one was injured from the gunshot, and the suspect was arrested, now facing charges. Staying in Janesville, the man allegedly behind a workplace shooting will be in court later this week. A criminal complaint alleges that Kevin Todd confessed to the crime. Police have identified the victim as 30-year-old Devin Hills. Hills was shot at Precision Drawn Metals last Tuesday. He leaves behind 3 children. A visitation will be held on Thursday. You can read more of the criminal complaint on channel3000.com. Let's go ahead and head to the Weather Center now, where Jillian Searette has a look at your certified most accurate forecast.
And we're still just dealing with some cloud conditions as we're getting into the rest of our afternoon. As we can take a look at what it's feeling like, well, it is cool, and it's going to stay cool throughout the next few hours. As we get into tonight, folks, don't expect any breaks in our skies from the cloud cover that we're going to be seeing. Instead, it's going to be dry relatively throughout today. Cool, but we will start to see some showers rolling in overnight into our Tuesday. But we'll get into that in a few moments. But as of right now, seeing temperatures in southern Wisconsin, 52 degrees in Janesville, 47 in Platteville. Many of us are just dealing with those upper 40s and lower 50s. Nice and cool start to our afternoon. But as I mentioned, that blanket of cloud cover is going nowhere. As we can see throughout all of southern Wisconsin, we're just going to have that thin layer of clouds just really blanking us throughout much of the rest of today. Here's a look at what our evening is going to be panning out to be, though. As we head into tonight, temperatures will start to really be steady into the upper 40s, but still cloudy conditions. And don't worry, folks, rain is on the way. We'll talk more about that in a few moments. Until then, back to you, McKenna.
Maybe one day we'll see the sun, Julian.
Maybe one day.
All right, appreciate it. Turning now to our coverage in Ukraine. Evacuations from a battered steel plant in Mariupol continue today, freeing civilians who say they haven't seen daylight in weeks. Deborah Alfarone has more.
Civilians, including the elderly and small children, emerged from the darkness of a besieged Mariupol steel plant and into the light of day. I can't believe it. 2 months of darkness, this woman says. We did not see any sunlight. We were so scared. Ukraine's president says more than 100 civilians were freed and are expected to arrive in safe territory today. The evacuations are continuing, with the United Nations and Red Cross sharing little detail out of safety concerns. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi led a congressional delegation in Warsaw Monday, thanking Poland for supporting Ukraine. The Polish president added,
"This is very important. I can say even this is crucial."
The White House is asking Congress for another $33 billion in aid to Ukraine. And while the measure seems to have broad support, it could be tied to other issues like COVID funding, for which there's less bipartisan agreement. Highlighting the urgency, President Biden is traveling Tuesday to a Lockheed Martin facility in Alabama that produces Javelin missiles. They're among the weapons the U.S. is sending to Ukraine. Ukraine forces are outnumbered and outgunned, hoping those weapons arrive before their Russian enemies do. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
Democratic leaders say they hope to pass the next Ukraine aid package before the Memorial Day recess. Looking at news across the U.S. now, a manhunt continues in Alabama for a suspected killer and the prison official investigators believe helped him escape. Casey White was being held on murder charges while serving prison time for an earlier crime spree. Investigators say Vicky White, Lauderdale County's Assistant Director of Corrections with no relation to the suspect, left the detention center alone with White to take him to an appointment at a courthouse. The two of them never arrived, and it was later confirmed no appointment actually existed. Their empty patrol car was spotted hours later at a shopping center. An arrest warrant has been issued for both of them.
We have had a warrant issued for Director Vicky White. The charges are permitting or facilitating an escape in the first degree.
Police say White turned in her retirement papers the day before she went missing. She'd worked for the sheriff's office for almost 17 years. A federal judge is ruling against the Republican National Committee as the January 6th investigation committee seeks data about whether the RNC's fundraising efforts after the 2020 election helped stoke violence at the Capitol. The committee is preparing to launch public hearings talking about its investigation next month. The other Republican member of the committee is suggesting others to testify.
I would hope and think that the vice president would want to come in and tell his story because he did do the right thing on that day. If he doesn't, then we'll look at the options we have available to us if there's information we don't already have.
Meanwhile, severe staffing shortages that was made worse after the January 6th attack is forcing the Capitol to outsource some duties typically handled by the Capitol Police. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon, and including fashion's biggest night returning to New York. And later, what Howard's got cooking in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Are you tired of your outdated kitchen? Wear and tear on your cabinets, stained countertops? Then pick up the phone. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. Avoid a lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days. And now it's our home makeover event. Save $750 on a cabinet refacing project with interest-free financing for 12 months and get a $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Senior and military discounts are available, but call during this program and we'll double your savings. Save $1,500 on a cabinet refacing project with 24 months interest-free financing and double it to a $200 Walmart gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
They're here. Okay. There's no way we're paying for all those medical bills.
Should we talk about a settlement?
How about we cut the car payments down?
We might want to think about this.
Look, just get them to sign. This offer's more than fair.
Sir, it's the law offices of Hupy and Abraham.
Tell them you mean business. Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham.
You can handle this one.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain homeownership. By providing financial coaching, homeowners can manage their mortgage and other finances while building stability for their family. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Even liberal fact checkers say Democrats have repeatedly lied about me. Now they distorted my record on the tax relief I got for more than 90% of American businesses. The truth is, because of my efforts, small businesses like these on Main Street were able to stay competitive with the big guys. I held firm so that all businesses got tax cuts, allowing them to grow and create good-paying jobs. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Stocks fell on Friday to end a brutal month. The Dow lost 939 points. The Nasdaq slid 536. The S&P 500 was down 155. It was the worst month for the Dow and S&P 500 since March 2020, when coronavirus restrictions took hold of the country. And for the tech-heavy Nasdaq, steep declines from major companies like Amazon and Facebook parent Meta platforms caused the worst sell-off since 2008. Looking ahead to this week, the Federal Reserve is expected to raise interest rates by 0.5% following its two-day policy meeting. It would be the first hike greater than a quarter since 2000 as the Fed ramps up its fight against inflation. Increases to interest rates make borrowing for things like homes and cars more expensive. Moderna's chief medical officer told CBS's Face the Nation he is absolutely confident that data for the company's vaccine for young children will be ready for the FDA to review in June. Last week, Moderna asked the FDA for an emergency use authorization for the vaccine for kids under 6 years old. Pfizer also expects its data to be ready by the time the FDA holds its June meeting. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
At the noon hour, the Dow is down 88 points, NASDAQ up almost 55, and S&P are up almost 1 point. There's still more ahead at noon, including Pam Yonke with your daily ag numbers. Plus, when can we expect some spring-like temperatures? Julian has your complete forecast coming up after the break.
Fall in love with your kitchen with cabinet refacing from Mad City Kitchens.
I said, I want that wow factor. Make sure I get the wow factor. And so when I saw it when they're all done, I went in and I said, yeah, wow, it looks good.
Choose new cabinet colors, hardware options, and countertops installed in as little as 2 days. And now it's our home makeover event. Save $750 on a cabinet refacing project with interest-free financing for 12 months and get a $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Senior and military discounts are available, but call during this program and we'll double your savings. Save $1,500 on a cabinet refacing project with 24 months interest-free financing and double it to a $200 Walmart gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Hello, spring. Hello, savings. Now at the Century House. Save hundreds with a free leather upgrade. Or get $300 off stressless Mike and Max motorized recliners with a soft rocking motion that provides instant comfort. And $300 off the new 50th anniversary retro stressless Royal recliner, available with the iconic stressless original base. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
News 3 Now is taking action to keep you on top of the latest breaking news.
Taking action whenever news breaks with a team committed to following developing stories so you'll know all the facts.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
Tomorrow, we continue spotlighting our call for action team and how they can help you. Our lead volunteer will talk about how our volunteers are uniquely suited to solve your consumer issues.
Plus, we're timing out the showers and telling you how long you need this. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
All right, let's check in now with Pam Yonke from the Midwest Farm Report. Pam, there's been plenty of rain this week for farmers. I'm sure it's got to be something good.
Well, you know, the good news would be if we get heat along with that rain, then at least we're warming up the soil. That'll make it friendly as far as planting is concerned. But I think we're to the point now where we would enjoy a little bit of dry weather in some areas of the state. We'll wait and see. This afternoon, we'll get our latest planting progress report. I know there was some progress in Wisconsin, just probably not as much as we would like at this stage in the game. But it's only the second day of May, so we'll be good. Hey, we've got 15 new young faces that are joining the Wisconsin Agriculture Youth Council. This is an effort that was started in 2020 by Wisconsin Ag Secretary Randy Romanski to try to help high school age students understand the career opportunities that are out there in agriculture, as well as resources that are available to agribusiness as well as our farmers. So from our area, Morgan Bearwolf from Sun Prairie, Brandon Boyd from Watertown, Ava Endress from Wanakee, Claire Esselman from Clinton, Natalie Henson from Wanakee, Henry Corner from Walworth, Henry Larson from Reedsburg, Ethan Lulich from Linden Station, and Talina Sprecher from Lone Rock. Those are all the kids from our area that are part of the Wisconsin Agriculture Youth Council. They'll be attending the next Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection meeting to get a little bit indoctrinated into what they can expect for the next year. Well, we're continuing to monitor high-path avian influenza across the state Friday. 2 new cases in backyard flocks in Fond du Lac and Oconto County. That has also forced Wisconsin State Fair to push pause when it comes to their poultry entries for the 2022 Wisconsin State Fair. They expect they might reopen those opportunities a little bit later this spring. Barrel cheese today down 4 at $2.30. 40-pound block cheese on Monday down 2 1/4 at $2.34 3/4. Double A butter down 3/4 cent today, $2.66 3/4 per pound. And you're right, McKenna, the rain showers that we're continuing to see in Wisconsin, it's actually falling in the plain states. That's why our markets are lower today. They need the rain. Some of our guys up here probably not so much.
Yeah, if we could get a break, that'd be great. All right, thanks, Pam.
Right. See you later.
Get ready for tonight's red carpet fashion show as the Met Gala is returning to its usual spot this evening. New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art hosts the gala. It happens alongside the In America, an Anthology of Fashion exhibition. People attending tonight are asked to dress in a style that references the Gilded Age at the end of the 19th century. Originally making its debut in 1948, the Met Gala is often highlighted by celebrities and designers in the often over-the-top way they interpret each year's fashion theme. All right, Julian, temperature's still a little chilly out there, still a little cloudy. When's it going to actually feel like spring?
Well, it's going to take a little bit, but it's a little slow progress that we're going to be going through throughout the rest of our week. But until then, today, this afternoon, as you can see, that cloud cover is going nowhere for us, especially as we get into the later part of today. 48 degrees as of right now, so we're going to maintain that cool front throughout much of today. But as I mentioned, here's a look at the cloud cover. It's blanketing all of Wisconsin as we're going in throughout the rest of our afternoon hours, and it's not going to be moving at all until we get into about late our Tuesday. But until then, so just get comfortable with cloudy conditions. It's going to be a little dreary out, but don't worry. We will start to see some sun at some point of this week. We'll get into that in a few moments. But temperatures are going to be topping out into the lower 50s for us. And then heading into tonight, we're still going to maintain cool, so not overly chilly conditions for us. However, as we get into the rest of literally going into tomorrow, we're going to start to see some changes rolling in. Yes, we are looking at cloud cover, but everything that's popping off over into the Great Plains as of right now is that low pressure system is going to continue to track its way across the Great Plains. It's going to start to track itself a bit north, which will be bringing us a bit of some rain chances heading into the overnight hours. But this evening, especially around the 5 p.m. evening hour, just expect cloudy conditions. It's going to be quiet and it will be dry. Then as we head into the overnights, that's when we're going to start to see some showers starting to pop off, especially coming in from the west and then going into our overnights into our Tuesday morning commute as well. So bring the umbrella, get the rain gear out because it is going to be a soggy Tuesday morning and it's going to start to taper off as we get into our lunchtime hour. After that, we are looking to be pretty dry going into our Tuesday evening, but we are going to start to finally see some clearing going into late hours of our Tuesday night, transitioning into Wednesday, which was where we're finally going to see some sunshine. But until then, we are going to be looking at another healthy dose of some rain throughout southern Wisconsin. Many of us could be seeing 1/4 to 1/2 inch or even an inch of rainfall from this system that's going to be rolling in overnight. But aside from that, we are looking at another chance of seeing some more rain later into the week. From Thursday nights into our Friday morning. Once again, going to be looking at chances of rain and then finally going to be drying out as we head into this weekend. But aside from that, it's going to be a cool start to our week and it's going to maintain that cool front throughout much of our next few days. And we have multiple chances of seeing some showers as well. Then we're going to finally be milding out and drying out heading into the weekend. But again, folks, we're looking at Wednesday to be pretty perfect for us as we're looking at sunshine just around 60, so not overly warm, but we're not looking for any parameters that will really make our day any worse. No wind, just plenty of sunshine and 60s. Then we have chances for more rain Thursday and Friday, but then the weekend is shaping up to be pretty picture perfect as well. So we're going to be into those middle and even upper 60s. Much more sunshine, but you do have a couple chances of seeing some rain late. It's going to be after our afternoon and sun goes down. And aside from that, 70s are in our forecast again. So the spring weather is almost here, McKenna. Just got to hold on just a little bit longer.
It looks like we're finally going to get to talk about a good farmers market forecast this weekend. So that's always good.
The good farmers market, and of course, for your birthday next week.
I saw that. It has the highest temps.
That 72 is looking quite promising.
All right. Thanks, Joanne. Up next, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with tips for roasting a delicious chicken.
If I asked you what dish you could eat at least once a week that you would never get bored with, what would it be? The one that stands out for me is roasted chicken. I mean, who doesn't love a fresh from the oven chicken with its crispy skin and all that flavor in every bite? So what do you say I show you how to make the best bird ever? After rinsing our chicken, we coat it with a mixture we made by combining some vegetable oil, lemon juice, chopped fresh rosemary, a bit of garlic powder, and salt and pepper. Here's a little tip. Cook your chicken on a roasting rack. This way, it'll cook evenly and allow the fat to drip away. And since we're lighting the oven anyway, we figured we might as well add some chunked up seasonal veggies that we toss with more of the seasoning mixture and roast them off at the same time in the same pan. And once the chicken reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees and the juices run clear, it's done. And let me tell you, you won't have to ring the dinner bell twice to let your troops know that dinner is ready, since the whole house will smell amazing. To get the recipe for our lemon rosemary chicken, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a foolproof way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
At noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Companies here answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call is 608-270-9933. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
More than 50,000 satisfied customers have trusted Mad City for their home improvements. Family owned and operated, A+ rated with the BBB. We'll give your kitchen a brand new look for less with cabinet refacing installed in as little as 2 days. With colors like Cascade White, Copernicus Oak, and Natural Maple. Plus add soft close doors and drawers, countertops, and a new sink. And now it's our home makeover event. Save $750 with interest-free financing for 12 months and receive a $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Senior and military discounts are available. Plus, last chance to call during this program and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a cabinet refacing project. 24 months interest-free financing and double it to a $200 Walmart gift card with purchase. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Everything we love about Wisconsin is under attack. As an Army commander, I served God, family, and country. But the media, they say none of that matters anymore. When I was a kid, every day at school, I took the pledge. In the service, I took an oath. But today, people take a knee. When I was 9 years old, my dad handed me a shovel and put me to work. Nowadays, people get paid to sit on the couch. And back then, you called somebody lazy, it was a huge insult. But today, you get a pronoun wrong, and the liberals want your head. I'm Tim Michels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride. I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michels for governor. He'll turn Madison upside down.
Menards is your outdoor headquarters. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. The Sterling Collection features a forged bronze finish and clear seated glass, adding elegance to any outdoor space. Save 11% on over 1,500 outdoor lights. Beautify and protect your wood surfaces from sunlight and moisture with Pittsburgh paints and stains. A gallon of ultra-advanced semi-transparent stain is just $29.98 after sale price and 11% rebate now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Companies here. Hello. Answering all your plant and garden questions. The number to call is 608-270-9933. Right now we've got Alexandra from Madison. Alexandra, what is your question for us?
Question is, I saved a lovely pink geranium. I brought it in for the winter, and I'm wondering, when is it safe to put it back out, and are there any special instructions?
Just make sure it gets a ton of sun, Alexandra, and you could put it outside on days like today. You just want to bring it in if the temperatures are going to be below 40 at night. Geraniums are pretty hardy, but we still have ours tucked in the greenhouse because it looks like we're going to get a few more cool nights.
And should I be cutting it down at all? Or
if it's
beautiful green.
Yeah, if you kept it alive and it's not leggy, I wouldn't do anything to it. I just make sure it gets a ton of sun and put it outside on the sort of calm, clement days.
Okay, thank you so much. And it should bloom again, right?
It should, yes, definitely.
All right, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Alexandra. All right, turning it now to Nancy from Lake Mills. What's your question, Nancy?
Hi, Lisa. I wanted to know what I can put on my rhubarb that will kill the grass but not harm the rhubarb. And if that particular product could be for anything else in my garden.
So there are a couple of what we call selective grass killers on the market. There's one called Grass Be Gone, and then there's one called High Yield Grass Killer. And once your rhubarb or asparagus, it's also very popular to use for that, once those are up, that's the one you want to use. You can use it in other places in your garden. It will just kill grass. But the one you want to use when you have edible things is the product by High Yield called Grass Killer, not Grass Be Gone.
So would I be...
Go ahead.
So would I be able to harvest the rhubarb on time, or do I have to wait a certain amount of days after putting that on?
There's probably a re-entry period, but once it gets past that, it's safe. So just read the package instructions.
All right, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, now we've got Diane. Diane, what's your question for us?
Yes, I'd like to know, I'm doing some landscaping. Well, I'm not. But I'd like to know some bushes that I could put out in front that are easy to take care of, but lots of color. I mean, you know, where most of the year I got have color.
Okay,
Is there such a thing?
Well, Diane, you can certainly use roses, things like the Easy Elegance series or the Knockout roses, which were actually developed in Wisconsin. As long as you deadhead those, they will continue to flower. Shrub roses are not difficult to deal with anymore. They're just a few steps that you have to take if you want them to keep blooming. Other plants that have a long blooming time but aren't necessarily going to bloom for you all summer would be things like potentilla or spirea also will have repeat blooming.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, I think those are our questions right now. Why don't you go and tell us about these beautiful flowers you brought? It feels like it's spring in here, even if it's not outside.
It's Mother's Day week, so we're pretty in pink. So we've got some Gaura, these are all annuals, some Zins or Zinnias, and this lovely rose-looking thing is actually an impatient, so a really good plant for shade.
Okay, all right. Oh, we have another question, looks like. We have Ann from Madison. Ann, what's your question for us? I think we've got Ann. I don't know if I hear Ann. Ann, are you there? No?
I don't hear
All right, we'll check back with you in a minute, Ann. We're going to go ahead and take a quick weather now. Julian, what's it looking like out there for us?
Well, it's going to be a cloudy one today. All right, folks, we're going to be on an improved trend throughout the next few days for us. As we're going to be going in throughout the next few days, we're going to start to see warmer temperatures heading into our Wednesday after we get through the rain going into our Tuesday. And then heading into the weekend, folks, it is going to be almost picture perfect. As we're going into the 60s, even the upper 60s by the time we roll into our Sunday, plenty of sunshine is going to be sticking around for us, but we just got to get through a couple more days of some cool and wet weather, which is going to be lasting throughout much of this week, McKenna.
All right. Thanks, Julian, for that check-in, and thanks for joining us today. We'll have more news coming up for you later at 4.